Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we are going to learn about the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997, also known as PEPA, Pakistan Environmental Protection Act. This is our week 3rd, our lecture 3rd for the 7th semester 4th year of BSc Engineering Technology 7. You can access this lecture at portal.su.edu.pk. So let's begin. Brief on Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997. Pakistan environmental policy is based on participatory approach to achieving objectives of sustainable development. It is probably through legally, administratively, and technically sound institution. The Federal Environment Ministry was established in 1975 as follow-up a Stockholm Declaration of 1972. The ministry was responsible for promulgation of the Environmental Protection Ordinance of Pakistan in 1983. It was the first comprehensive legislation prepared in the country. The main objective of Ordinance 1983 was to establish institutions like to establish federal and provincial environmental protection agencies and Pakistan Environmental Protection Council. In 1992, Pakistan attended the Earth Summit in state of Brazil, and thereafter became party to various international conventions and protocols. This political commitment augmented the environmental process in the country. Same year, Pakistan prepared National Conservation Strategy, known as NCS, provides a broad framework for addressing environmental concerns in the country. In 1993, Environmental Quality Standards (NEQS). Remember this abbreviation, the Environmental Quality Standard, National Environmental Quality Standards. What is that? So the main objective of this ordinance was to establish institutions like to establish federal and provincial environmental protection agencies. This is the first objective. And Pakistan Environmental Protection Council. So the main objective of the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act was to establish federal and provincial environmental protection agencies and to establish Pakistan Environmental Protection Council. Okay, the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act was enacted on 6 December 1997, repealing the Pakistan Environmental Protection Ordinance 1983. It provides the framework for implementation of national conservation strategies, establishment of provincial sustainable development funds. Remember, protection and conservation of species, conservation of renewable resources, establishment of environmental tribunals, and appointment of environmental magistrates. initial environmental examination, and environmental impact assessment. So moving on, Pakistan Environmental Protection Council. Now we are going to learn about the main objective of the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act. That was to establish Pakistan Environmental Protection Council. The apex body was first constituted in 1984 under Section 3. As we learned previously, that NEPA as well as PEPA has many sections. Each section describes about the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act. We will learn in next slide that which section describe which criteria for Pakistan Environmental Protection Act. So the apex body was constituted in 1984 under Section 3 of the Pakistan Environmental Protection Ordinance PEPA 1983. President of Pakistan is its chairman. The chairman will be the President of the Pakistan. In 1994, an amendment was made in the ordinance to provide for the Prime Minister or his nominee to be the head of the council. Amendment was made that head of the council will be the Prime Minister or a nominee from the Prime Minister. The council was reconstituted after enactment of the new law, example Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997. It is headed by the Prime Minister or Chief Executive of Pakistan. The council is represented by the trade and industry, leading NGOs, educational institutions, experts, journalists, and concerned ministries. So, establishment of Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency, PEPA, and under the Section 5. This is another objective of the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act, that to establish environmental protection agencies. In 1993, the Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency was established under Section 6D of the Pakistan Environmental Protection Ordinance 1983. The agency started with insufficient staff and resources. At the early ages, the agency had insufficient staff and resources. The function and responsibilities enhanced, and it was strengthened technically and logistically to meet the environmental challenges. It also provides technical support to the Ministry of Environment, the Environmental Protection Agency. However, a number of actions were taken which included notification of NEQS 1993 for municipal and liquid industrial effluents and industrial gaseous emission, motor vehicle exhaust, and noise. Moving on, the salient features of various sections of PEPA 1997. Now we are going to discuss and we are going to learn about the different sections of the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997. So the first section is functions of Pak PEPA under Section 6(2). The federal agency may undertake inquiries of investigation into environmental issues, either of its own accord or upon complaint of any person or organization. Mean that they are responsible to take inquiries and investigation of environmental issues. Okay. The next section, powers of federal agency under Section 7. The federal agency may summon and enforce the attendance of any person and require him to supply any information or documents. Okay. Need for the conduct of any inquiry or investigation into any environmental issues. Enter and inspect and under the authority of a search warrant issued by the environmental magistrate. Search at any reasonable time any land, building, premises, vehicle, vessel, or other place where or in which there are reasonable ground to believe that an offense under this act has been or been committed. So, the next section is Provincial Environmental Protection Agencies. In all provinces, environmental protection agencies were created under the provision of Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997. Federal government has delegated its power to provincial government and they further delegated to provincial environmental protection agencies. Mean that government redistributes its power to the provincial and then the provincial further distributed its power to provincial environmental protection agencies. Okay. Next section describes about the initial environmental examination, IEE, and environmental impact assessment under the section 12. Section 12 explains that no proponent of a project shall commence construction or operation unless he has filed with the federal agency an initial environmental examination or where the project is likely to cause an adverse environmental effect or effects an environmental impact assessment and has obtained from federal agency. Environmental assessment is a process to examine the environmental risk or benefits associated with the developmental projects. Initial environmental examination and environmental impact assessment process has begun in the country in an unorganized manner. Environmental impact assessment has to obtain from federal agency approval, and IEE mean initial environmental examination or environmental impact assessment regulation 2000 has been notified under this section. So moving on, the next section, which is about the prohibition of import of hazardous waste. The Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997 requires that no person may import hazardous substances on which chemical activity is toxic, explosive, flammable, corrosive, radioactive, and cause directly or in combination with other matters an adverse environmental effect. This section prohibits those substances which are hazardous to the environment directly or in combination with the other matters, and combinedly they may harm our environment. So this thing should be prohibited under the Section 13 of Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997. Regulation of motor vehicle under Section 15. Section 15 describes regulation of motor vehicle. Operation of a motor vehicle from which gaseous emission or noise exceeds the NEQs or other standards established by Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency, where ambient conditions so required have been prohibited. Okay. Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency has been empowered to direct that pollution control devices be installed in motor vehicles or fuel specified by the Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency be used in them, or specified maintenance or testing be carried out on them. As we know that when a machine runs a diesel engine in the some kind of motor vehicle, so they emits noise as well as the gases, toxic gases. They are harmful for our environment. So that motor vehicle will regulate it, mean to use the specified fuels which were specified by the Pakistan Environmental Protection Agency, or to use some specified maintenance, or to use some devices be installed to control the image. The next section describes about the establishment of environmental tribunals, which is under the Section 20. The government is empowered to constitute environmental tribunals to hear cases relating to Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997. The federal government has established environmental tribunal, one in each province, to monitor the environmental issues. The Section 24 describes designation of environmental magistrates. The federal and provincial governments have designated senior civil judges as environmental magistrates. They have responsibilities to take all contraventions punishable in respect of handling of hazardous substances and pollution caused by motor vehicles. The main responsibilities of these magistrates. Okay. Now, the penalties of environmental magistrate. Which kind of penalties they may give, which are: the environmental magistrate has been authorized to award compensation for losses or damage under Section 17(5), which are: endorse a copy of the order of conviction to concerned trade or industrial association, the first step. Sentence him to custody for a term which may exceed up to 2 years. Next, order the closure of the factory. The factory should be closed. order confiscation of the factory, machinery and equipment, vehicle, material or other object used or involved in contravention of the provision of the Act. These are the basically the penalties of environmental magistrates. Next section is delegation of powers to provincial government under section 26. As we describe that the federal agency delegate his power to the provincial government. Ministry of Environment, Local Government and Rural Development had delegated functions and powers of aid and the Federal Environmental Protection Agency under Section 26 of the Act to the provincial government. The provincial government have further delegated these powers and functions to Environmental Protection Agency and also planning to subdelegate selected powers to the local government. So this is it for today. Hope you will learn something about the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act 1997, which was enacted in 6 December 1997. And next class, inshallah, we will learn about the environmental standards, monitoring and modeling. If you have any question regarding the Pakistan Environmental Protection Act, so let me know in the portal, which is portal.sud.edu.pk. And if you have any query, so you can ask me. So thank you so much for today. Good luck.